Hi, my name is Cal Sellers, and I'm answering your questions about natural healing, and we call this Real Questions and Answers, and I'm going to answer real questions that are sent to me regarding natural healing, your concerns and your questions. This is an extension of the educational program available to you segmentally or as a whole program to become well educated in natural healing from madherbalist.com. So please go check that out. I have a question here about Candida. And from what is definitely my most read article, How to Cure Candida in 2 Weeks or Less, from naturalnews.com, I get loads of questions. That article was written a couple of years ago, and it still gets read all the time. And the information on it is very different from what you usually hear about Candida. And so I get questions from people saying, hey, can I have the formulas that you promised you would send? And I always do send them the links so that they can make those formulas up. I don't make them for sale. Perhaps I will at some point make that change. But usually I just send them the formula. They can make it up themselves. It's not that complicated to make up the two formulas that we use most of the time for Candida. And but I always send them a little notice, a little warning about Candida, because here's what I've found. Since writing that article, I've literally dealt with hundreds of cases of Candida around the world, people asking me questions about the problems they're having, how difficult it's been to deal with their Candida, how they can't seem to get any better. They don't know how to get better. They don't know how to heal. They don't know what the problem is. They've tried Candida diets. They still feel awful. Big surprise there. And they just are hoping my formulas will help them and that my program will help them. And certainly, if they're truly dealing with Candida, my program will be a cure, and it will be more like 3 or 4 days than 2 weeks. It'll be right away. It's a complete cure for Candida. But here's what I've found with hundreds of people contacting me from around the world over the last year. I've found that maybe 2% of them, probably more like 0.2% of them, have actually had Candida. The rest of them had Candida present, but it was not the cause of their problems. It had nothing to do with the cause of their problems. See, somebody wrote a book, and all the natural healers in the world apparently read it and believed it without testing it against their own sense, if they had any. And somebody wrote this book and suggested that Candida could be the cause of your allergies, the cause of your metabolism problems, the cause of why you couldn't lose weight, the cause of your chronic fatigue, the cause of your arthritis, the cause of every problem in the world and why you're not rich and good looking. Well, bunk, nonsense, garbage, poppycock. None of those things are true. Candida is absolutely the latest symptom, the latest finding you can possibly have in way over 99% of the cases out there that are diagnosed as Candida. Candida is the last thing to show up. It shows up to clean up a big mess that's happening. Candida is not to blame for anything. Your body is better adapted to fighting Candida than any other microorganism on the planet. Okay? Absolutely bunk, ridiculous, absurd that Candida is the cause of all those problems. Instead, Candida is the last person to show up, the latest possible finding. And then you change your whole lifestyle to a plan that's designed to fight Candida, starve Candida, and you still feel bad. Maybe worse. Why? Candida is actually cleaning up the mess for you. It's actually making your life better. Now, I've got 10 minutes here on YouTube, but there's an entire course that's available, and it's not expensive. It's $29. I'm going to save you that much. If you buy that course and listen to it, you're going to save that much just in unreasonable expenditures that don't help you at all in the first month or two. Okay? Just in supplements you can throw away, you can save that much in the first month or two. That course is a gift. I'm paying you to take it, just about. Okay? So $29 is nothing compared to what you're spending in suffering, tears, and frustration, and real money for supplements and doctors to get no results. Okay? I'm going to give you real results. Okay. Now, I don't have time to discuss everything here. That's why I want to promo that course for you. It's not like I'm making my summer wages on it. It's $29. Go get it. Change your life. Get better for change. Okay. It's going to help you sort out what is Candida and what isn't. Now, there are lots of tests out there on the market to decide if you have Candida. These miracle little spit in the glass and look at your mouth and watch your saliva and smell your pee. I don't know. There's probably one for just about everything. The problem with all of those tests is one thing. They only test if Candida is present. Hey, Candida is always present. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. Depends on your diet, depends on your stress, depends on your blood chemistry, depends on your environment, depends on the air you've been breathing, what you've been thinking about. It's there up and down depending on many, many things. You start running your world based on a Candida presence test, it's not like you're testing for some pernicious bacteria that's always a problem. And if it shows up in high enough quantities to even be tested, then you have a serious problem. Candida is not that way. Candida is all over the map all the time. Your body lets it be because it's not a threat. Okay? So don't be buying into that bunk. Don't run your life by whether you can test yourself for Candida and find out if you have it or not. Forget Candida. Throw your Candida diagnosis in the garbage. Don't go back to any healthcare practitioner who throws out Candida as a diagnosis cavalierly. Okay? Stay away from them. They're going to make you sick. Okay? What you got to get at is why Candida is really there. And the reason Candida is there in any quantity at all is that it's living on debris that's being produced in your body that your body either can't use or can't eliminate. So let's talk about those two really quick. Can't use. In other words, you ate a food like bread, for example, or dairy products or animal flesh, that when you ate it, you digested it, sort of, but there are all kinds of cooked, processed, undigested particles that were still small enough because it was an unnatural food to get into your bloodstream, floating around. This could be true of chemicals, artificial sugars, natural sugars. Now, when I say natural sugars, I mean naturally occurring sugars, but that have been processed down, so they're not really natural anymore. But as opposed to chemical sweeteners, sucrose is a natural sugar. It's not natural, not in that form anyway. But I just mean to differentiate it from chemical sweeteners. But anyway, all these things going into your body, you're eating these, you're consuming these, they're getting into your blood, but you can't use most of what goes into your blood from them. There's all kinds of particles going into your blood that you can't actually use. It's not staying in your gut like it would if you eat an apple, or if you eat a piece of celery or a carrot, or even a nut, a raw nut, okay? Those things, either it gets into your blood and is used, or it stays in your gut. It'll get down there and feed your friendly flora, okay? But all this other processed garbage that people are consuming, and it's real happy-go-lucky to put Candida people on millet, by the way, that's been cooked to death, okay? That is not a solution, okay? Anyway, so can't use it. Stuff going into your blood, you can't use it. It floats around for a while, and the Candida can grow on it because it really didn't get into your cells. It didn't get gobbled up by your cells to be used to make more of you. It was just debris and garbage that's sitting in your body and in your life now. Okay. Part 2, can't detoxify. This could be an extension of Part 1, or it could just be that you're flipping toxic. Okay. But one or the other, you've got this debris in your body that you can't get rid of. It's if you're a woman, maybe it's on your settles in your vaginal wall. Maybe it's in all through your digestive tract. Maybe it's on your skin. Maybe it's on your scalp. Okay, but regardless of wherever this debris is settling, it's settling somewhere because it's not getting detoxified. Okay, so your liver, primarily, your bowel, your kidneys, they're not excreting wastes like they should. They're not detoxifying your blood. Your lymphatics aren't carrying it to the liver because the liver can't tolerate it. And so the lymphatics slow down. Your body becomes increasingly toxic. Your liver will send messages to shut off your stomach, which should be, a message to you. Hey, stop eating. At least if you're going to eat very light, something digest itself. Right, but we're not smart enough to figure that out because we never ate because we were hungry anyway. We eat for other reasons in our culture. Now I'm going to have to complete this on the next session.